Hey, Madcap Toys fans, you are back in the toy barn. I bet you can hear me now, right? Okay, so here's what happened if you guys didn't see the last video, and thank you, Junk Boy Thrift, for mentioning it, because as soon as it went live, Daren was like, I can't really hear you. We have to put the TV up way loud. And yeah, so what happened is my last video I used on my new computer I bought this year on the other side of the office. And for some reason, it just didn't pick up on the microphone. I had it on full blast. I checked it. And then I went into what we call the settings or the guts of it. It looked fine. It looked high up in like the 80s or what have you. But for some reason, something isn't right with the microphone in itself in the computer, which probably means there's some app or setting or something that needs to be adjusted. So I do apologize for yesterday. It was not intentional. And so I made sure today, rather than screw up again, to go into Daren's side of the office of the PC underneath the Santa Claus right here and be able to do the video so you guys can see me. So update on the SanDisk adapter. It is on its way from eBay. Have to buy off of our eBay fam, right? It's on its way, but it's not going to appear until Black Friday. So again, we do have a couple of videos that are stuck on an SD card that are really wholesome, that were really cool that we shot. But unfortunately, I'm not able to edit it and get it online until I get those adapters in. So we not only bought one, we bought a set of two. So that way, in case something happens to one, we do have a backup. So everything will be A-okay. But before we begin, if you haven't already, what are you doing? Subscribe to the Madcap Toys family. We want you to be a part of us. Also, make sure you hit that bell for all notifications, because each and every time you upload content, of course, you're going to be the first to know, and comments, you know we love them. So just keep them coming. So yesterday, we didn't have as many to share. We had some things happening with eBay and, of course, eBay Plus, where we did have some sales. But there wasn't as many to really shout out at that point. Most of them had to be shipped out today. So we got those out today while we ran a couple of errands. So I'm going to mention those honorable mentions, but I'm also going to share with you about 4 sales that we got from now until lunchtime around 3-ish here. So I will also be mentioning those as well to you. Also wanted to let you know, guys, just be careful. If you do buy on eBay or any other online site right now, I have basically had just about 2 weeks ago, not quite 2 weeks ago, had purchased a Christmas gift on eBay for one of my sons, and they had positive feedback, 100%. They didn't have very many feedback, but you know what? Madcap Toys Plus started out with 0 feedback. Now she's up to 30. So, you give that benefit of a doubt. So he had a game on there, a video game, was roughly selling for about 90 bucks, and it's one of those collector games that my son was wanting. So I did like everyone else does, went to the checkout, purchased it, all said and done. 2 days later, he uploads tracking. I'm cool with that. But then several days pass and the shipping is not uploaded. The tracking number is uploaded, but it's not being tracked, not being scanned. So taking the benefit of the doubt, there have been some YouTube resellers shouting out that, hey, it's been happening where some items have been actually shipped, but they're not being tracked, so to speak. They got the tracking number in, but there's no tracking going on. So in my case, it just says, seller created the label, so to speak, right? Just, do what we do. They ran a label to where there's a tracking number, so to speak, but that is basically it. So no scan, nothing like that. So I contacted him, of course, 3 days in, and he said, absolutely, I shipped it. It's just that it's not being tracked. I don't understand why, et cetera, et cetera. So now it's got to the point where eBay said if it's not arrived by today, which it hasn't, it's been guessing 7 days, a whole entire week since the day the tracking number was uploaded, that it hasn't arrived. That they said, okay, you need to put in an I have not received this item. So they won't let me do it yet because I'm assuming it's because it's Pacific Standard Time. I've got to do it at a certain time because they say by November 26th, but they still won't let me do it every time I try to put item not received. So I'm going to have to do that. So just beware when you're doing your buying and when you're doing the buying, if you're buying online, of those things, and just be aware of it. The good thing I know is there's an eBay guarantee coverage, so I'm not too afraid of that. But you just never know out there. So just be careful. Do your due diligence, right? Absolutely. So I'm going to get to it, guys. I'm hopefully while you're listening to me, you're not only packing items, but you're also maybe getting ready to try out a few recipes to pre-prep for the Thanksgiving holiday. Daren and I, as you guys know, will be doing a little bit of traveling. Not too far, but a little bit of traveling for Thanksgiving Day starting tomorrow. So I've got to bake a couple pumpkin pies, get some deviled eggs prepped, maybe not made, set up yet, because you know deviled eggs don't taste good when they're a couple of days old in the fridge. The egg stuff gets a little ridgy. But I'm going to get them at least prepped so that way that morning when we wake up on Thanksgiving morning, I can get them all whipped up at Daren's mom's house and get that all set up. And then also an easy veggie tray, right? Because grandmas can do that, right? They can just kind of bring that stuff that's kind of already pre-done and just have it there. And then my oldest son, Adam, is doing the cool stuff like making the turkey and all of that stuff. So it's going to be exciting, fun, and I hope that you guys have just a wonderful, happy, and fulfilled Thanksgiving with your friends and family as well. So let's get to it, guys. I'm going to tell you a few of these honorable mentions that sold on eBay Plus and the regular Godfather. So let's start with that. And I'm going to do my best again. So with this editing, I'm going to try to put a picture either on this side or this side of me on the honorable mentions. So if it doesn't happen, guys, it's because somehow I goofed it up. But I'm going to do my best. So starting out with the very first one Daren had on the Godfather site, we sold a Frosty Frights Figures Burr Beast Wendy's Kids Meal Toy. So guys, back in October recently, if you or your family bought a kids meal from Wendy's, they had the Frosty Frights figures located in the meal. And so with my rewards points, I had a couple of them happen, and they were in there, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to put them up for sale, see if they're collectible or not. And it sold. One of them did sell, and it was a Halloween-like one. So guys, people do buy them even if it's, past Halloween. So don't be afraid to put those up. This was found in the Disney tote, and Charles took advantage of the 25% off coupon. And the Frosty Fright sold for $5.98 plus. Did you hear him? He's in the living room shipping to boot. Thank you so much for that. And then next up, we sold, that was located in the Star Wars tote, a 2004 Star Wars Hasbro Revenge of the Sith clone pilot action figure. And Jonathan took advantage of the 25% coupon as well. And this figure sold for $9.98 plus ship. Very nice. Going out to you, Jonathan, in the AM. Really nice figure. Daren packed it up really well in one of those action figure bags that he has. Got them right here. The real tiny ones. I love these. These are really, really nice, and it fit well in there. And all I do usually, guys, is put just a very small piece of bubble wrap around it, around the bag, and then put it in a 6x6x6. I'm not that person that puts those kind of figures in a padded bubble mailer because I'm just too afraid something's going to happen when it leaves me, that someone's going to put some boxes on it or what have you and hurt the figure. So I'm always good about putting them in those 6x6x6 boxes, and people really do appreciate that. So next up, we sold something from the racing series. Daren had bought a bunch of NASCAR back in the day when we had our toy store in Bedford, and this was one of the ones that we purchased in that buy. This is the Winston Cup Collection Kenneth Schrader. It was 1 out of 5,004, so pretty good limited edition there from Budweiser number 25. This was found in the model shelf on model shelf number 5. Sold to Brad. Hey, Brad, thank you so much. And this car sold for $10 plus ship. So the reason why it was just $12, it started out, I think, like $14.99. But he asked for a small offer, and I took it because, we still have quite a few cars from that buy. And it made sense because from that buy, we only paid $250 for all the cars Daren got and received. And we are in profit zone with the NASCAR collection. So very happy with that. And then next up, we sold a 1958D in Denver, of course. 90% silver Ben Franklin $half uncirculated. And of course, it was found in the coin desk. And this one is going out to Mitchell. Hi, Mitchell. Thank you so much. And it sold for $23 plus ship. So easy to pack, guys. If you don't sell coins, usually put those in a padded bubble mailer. Sometimes I will put a little bubble wrap around the coin if it looks like it's going to fall out, but normally I don't. If Daren has them pretty secure in the little holders, so it doesn't, with a padded bubble mailer, it really doesn't make sense to bubble wrap it unless I put it in one of his little blue, he has like blue non-padded mailers he bought not too long ago. And I've used some of those, but haven't used a lot lately. Mostly it would be something that's really super small that I already have padded in bubble wrap that I would put that in. But in this case, I put it in a bubble mailer. And then finally, on the Godfather site, we sold the Playmobil Scooby-Doo Adventure with Snow Ghost. And this was found on the Justin shelf. This is going out and went out to Douglas. Hi, Douglas. Thank you so much. And this sold for $26.99 plus ship. I love the fun stuff. This is something I picked up on a retail arbitrage lot that I purchased not too long ago. I think it was sometime this year. So much fun. I love Scooby-Doo, and I do love the Playmobil series. So, Douglas, I hope you and your family enjoy that. So, went out to you this AM. So, thank you so much. And now we're going to move over, guys, to Madcap Toys Plus. Yes, she is consistently making a few sales. She made a couple, 3 sales today, and yesterday she sold a couple. So going strong. And so the very first one that I sold, and this is kind of funny, guys. I bought these shirts at a pallet buy, Target buy back in the summer, and this is no joke. I have a total of 257 of these shirts, all nicely, neatly folded, but 257 of these shirts in the same exact size. So I'm starting to kind of move that a little bit and hoping that with this sale here with eBay, it'll kind of put this particular shirt up in the algorithm because I have lots and lots of shirts to sell. This is the Universal Thread Barkwood Brown Women's Short Sleeve V-Neck T-shirt. This was in size 1X. It was found in our upstairs storage area. Going out to Regina. Hey, Regina, thank you so much. And this sold for $5.91 plus ship. So definitely had a little tiny bit of a discount. I used to have these shirts higher, double that, I think $12.99 to $13.99. But I was like, you know what? I got 256 more of these to move. And I think it's about time to cut it a little bit. So I kind of sent Regina a little tiny bit of a discount from the $6.99, bringing it down to $5.99, or $6.99 down to $5.91, and she took it. So was very excited about that. And that went out to her in the AM today. And then finally, for the honorable mention on Madcap Toys Plus, we sold the Classics by the Aphex Twin CD. And this was found on the media shelf. And the CD went out to Ryan. Hi, Ryan. Thank you so much. And this sold for $5 plus shipping. So went out in a padded bubble mailer. Daren always checks the CDs in the media before it even goes out to make sure it's well. Of course, Daren earlier this year, as you guys know, and you may have seen it in yesterday's video behind me, that he has that CD cleaner and he loves it and enjoys it, and has had a lot of great, a lot of great compliments and comments from it. So people are enjoying that. It's really helped out, especially when you buy older new CDs from, yard sales and things. You never know if you're buying in a very big lot what you're going to get, if it's going to be all good or not. And there was times that we have to be a little bit more careful, where some of them you would get the DVD case or the CD case, open it up, and there's no CD or DVD in it. So when you buy big lots like that, that's probably going to happen. But just be more mindful when you're looking around, during the yard sales and things like that. And of course, we still made a lot of good bank from those buys, so nothing to worry about there. So that was all on for yesterday that went out today. Now we're going to talk about, and I have them right here with me, what we had sold this morning, overnight, and what we are going to be shipping out tomorrow. So let's stick with Madcap Toys Plus for just a second. She had 3 of them sell, so we're going to start from the bottom to the top. So the media keeps on selling, guys. So I have here, I'm going to get this out of the light. There's a little bit of sun there, right? Let me put it right about here, before not to put the glare in your face. This is from Dragon Tales Don't Give Up DVD. And of course, it came from a buy from a yard sale, so a big lot that we purchased. And this was found, of course, media shelf, going out to Lori. Hi, Lori. Thank you so much. And this DVD sold for $6.99 plus ship. And then also from another media buy that we did this summer. This is the Robert Brookins Let It Be Me, MCA Records, a CD, of course. Found in the media shelf, going out to John. Hi, John. Thank you so much. And this CD sold for $6.39 plus ship. So probably, I'd say a 5 to 10% discount there. Love those media buys for sure. And then lastly, this was on a retail arbitrage not too long ago, sometime this year, when they had the new, this is not the 80s version. It looks like, you know, the card and everything, because that's what it looked like in the mid 80s. But this is a reissue. This is the Kenner the Real Ghostbusters Race Dance and Rapper Ghost figures. This was found on Adam 3. And this action figure is going out to Angela. Hi, Angela. Thanks so much. And this sold for $6.50 plus shipping. So we didn't pay very much for these. I think they were down to like $4.99. But I will be making, because it's on eBay, a little bit on the shipping. So basically are moving some stuff that we had going there. So just a little tiny discount there at that time. So that is all on Madcap Toys Plus. And then we are looking for another item that we're hoping to get out by the time we get back from Thanksgiving. So we're not going to shout that one out yet, so we're still looking for it. But today on the Godfather site, we sold another tree. Pretty awesome, huh? This one is blue, if you can tell. Not quite as pleated or flocked as the other ones. But the blue trees keep going pretty well. And also the pleated green ones we have. We still have the ones that are light green that look like this. I think we have 4 maybe. And we have 2 more left in the blue and a couple left in the dark green pleated. But this is a 2021 9-inch dark blue velvet flock Christmas tree. Of course, it was found out in the storage outside. And Robert took advantage of the 25% off discount. And this sold for $6.99 plus, did you hear him? Shipping to boot. Going out to you, Robert, in the AM. So not too many today. We're hoping maybe that it kicks off tonight. How have you guys have been selling? You know, sometimes it gets a little quiet right before Thanksgiving. And then you know what happens, guys? You're sitting at, you know, your table or someone else's table. You're getting ready to eat your Thanksgiving dinner, and all of a sudden your eBay app starts going off, going cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. And even afterwards at night. So there's a lot of times during the holiday, and even, of course, Black Friday, it starts to really rise and pick up. So that's a lot of times, it's basically a sign for me and Daren that we need to pick up our stuff and head right back on to the Christmas Cottage and Toy Barn, because we've got a lot of work to do. So I'm thinking that's what's happening. There's a little tiny lull today, but it's probably because there's a lot of people doing some grocery shopping like we did yesterday, getting the food that they need to prepare, or they're doing some cooking. And I even know that there are some clients of mine that they are starting their Thanksgivings now because they go from place to place to place. So that's probably what is happening and will continue to happen the next 24 to 48 hours. So Daren, do you have anything right now?
No, not today.
He doesn't today. He's in the food spirit, guys. He's been just kind of snacking. We bought some donuts, and we're trying to get those up because, you know, donuts don't stick around, or are very good if they stay around after a couple of days, right? And so you got something to show me?
Yes, make sure to tell VeeFly.
Will you come over here?
Okay.
I'm going to have him say, but I'll hold it up.
All right, I'll let her hold her up, guys, because I'm over here.
There he is.
And getting down that camera. This is pretty much given to us by VeeFly.
Yes,
they
thank you,
sponsor the
VeeFly.
channel again, which they usually do during the holidays. And we really appreciate it. We also do a little bit of work with them here and there to advertise a few of our videos to get them a little bit more traction here and there. Just basically like I used to do when I had a commercial store. I'd advertise every so often in the newspaper, on the radio, and you know we never did TV ads here in the local area.
Right.
But you know that all goes with it, and we want to thank VeeFly.
Thank you, VeeFly. You guys said that you were sending us something special, so we found it yesterday, and Daren said,
"You want to show them a little bit of what's inside?"
Well, I'm afraid if I hold it up, all of the stuff will fall out, and there will be a mess, and everybody will be laughing, which would be awesome, but would be a bad thing.
And I don't know if you can see it or not. It's got a little bit of condensation on it because I've kept it in the fridge. So
just to kind of give you guys an up with that, there's a couple of packages of nuts like pistachio seeds and things like that. But inside there is in unplastic pineapple chunks, dried cranberries, dried apple rings. Daren's been munching on it a little bit here and there. Very, very good. But stuff you could even put in things like desserts. But it's kind of like that. So a lot of it is out of package. So if I was to open it up like that, yeah, you guys would have laughed because it would all fell all over the place. But that's basically what we got. So thank you, VeeFly, for that. So guys, I'm not going to keep you. It's one of those days where we're just going to be getting ready to. I'm going to pack these up. We're going to take these or send these off in the morning on our way to where we need to go. And then tonight I'm going to be prepping for Thanksgiving dinner to be a help and a blessing to the family. But you guys have been fantastic. And until next time, bye-bye.